Hi, everyone, and thanks so much for tuning into our virtual presentation today. We're going to walk you through important aspects of the official community plan, also known as an OCP, for electoral areas M and N. In October, we hosted two in-person events in different communities, and we heard great feedback about what is important in your region and key areas of concern and opportunity. Your feedback helps us understand what you want to see or not see in your community and helps us update the OCP to reflect your priorities. If you were unable to attend an event, pardon me, if you were able to attend an event, thank you for your valuable input. If you're unable to attend one of these sessions, this recording will go through what an OCP is, how it affects you, and ways to get involved. At our in-person sessions, we ask attendees a number of important questions where we want to get feedback. At the end of this presentation, we'll be asking you the same questions. You're welcome to email in your feedback to any of these questions by reaching out to us at ocp@tnrd.ca or complete our online survey. Our survey is available until December 31st, and you'll be able to find the link online at www.tnrd.ca. So we'll kick us off here. I'm going to pass it over to Dan Wallace, who's our lead planner on the project.
Thank you, Amy. Good day and welcome to our recorded presentation for the new official community plan project for electoral areas M and N. This is the same presentation delivered in our October 2024 in-person community meetings. As mentioned, my name is Dan Wallace and I'm the senior planner at the Thompson-Nicola Regional District, having now been your planner for just over 30 years. Although I'm the lead planner, writer, and orator for this new long-range planning project, I can say that the whole TNRD planning team is really excited to be part of this new OCP planning project. So what's the new plan all about? The new official community plan for electoral areas M and N, or OCP for short, will cover all that area shown on the map on the screen. It is a large area. However, judging from the survey responses, there were many common issues throughout the whole plan area. This new OCP will replace the 30-year-old Nicola Valley official community plan. Over the years, the OCP has covered select areas within the two electoral areas shown here. The new plan area will cover both electoral areas and areas not previously covered by an OCP, including the Coquihalla Valley, the Coldwater Valley, Brookmere, Nicola Lake, Stump Lake, and the whole of the Pennask Plateau. So this brings me to a short history of long-range planning in your communities. The first TNRD regional plan was approved by the board in 1979. This plan would be the equivalent to the current regional growth strategy. From this plan emanated the first long-range community planning for portions of electoral areas M and N. In the early 1980s, legislation at the time referred to the first long-range plans as official settlement plans, or OSPs. For your area, the Nicola Valley OSP was adopted in 1985, which covered areas around the city of Merritt and most of Lower Nicola. Since this time, the legislation changed to rename the documents to official community plans, or OCPs. Although minor changes have been made, the Nicola Valley OCP was last rewritten in 1996. This OCP has remained virtually unchanged since that time. In 1987, the Coquihalla Corridor Special Planning Study was written to better plan for the highway's new interchanges. This plan is often referenced when developments occur in these areas and will remain in effect. So I'm not exactly sure how the term official came to be part of the title, as these documents aren't given royal assent or federal Senate approval. I'm guessing that the term sounded good or official at the time and has stuck over the years. It is a high-level document that is intended to provide general guidance to the public. It's not a how-to development guide for any community. The formal OCP definition states that an OCP is a long-term vision statement for land use management, development, and servicing for a given area. It guides planning for the future of a community or a given area through what the residents believe are their priorities for their community. The OCP document informs decisions regarding the support or non-support for development and land use changes. It also helps form our responses to various referrals that we receive from different levels of government, First Nations, and private developers. An OCP helps implement other long-range plans like the Fringe Area Policy Paper or Lakeshore Development Guidelines, for example. The general content framework for any OCP in British Columbia is mandated by the Local Government Act and Community Charter. There are mandatory items that must be included in every OCP developed in BC, including housing needs for at least the next 20 years, approximate location, amount, and type of present and proposed commercial, industrial, institutional, agricultural, recreational, and public utility land uses, hazard and environmentally sensitive lands, and approximate location and phasing of any major road, sewer, and water systems. So what's the purpose of an OCP? Well, firstly, OCPs are written to reflect a community's long-range goals and objectives for a 5 to 8 year lifespan. As noted earlier, your lone OCP has not been fully rewritten in about 30 years. Despite its age, the current OCP has been effective in the long-range planning objectives for those areas in which it currently covers. A lot has changed over the years, and now the purpose is to update and refresh the identity of acceptable and unacceptable land uses in the new OCP area. The board felt it was time to establish new policies with respect to the development and servicing like affordable housing, water and sewage disposal standards. For example, it is time to establish a new vision for land use decisions for private property owners and the public. And lastly, it is time to promote a renewed direction for land use decision making for a changing demographic, changing climate, and changing natural and built environment. So what are you going to find in the new OCP? Well, a new community vision statement will be established for an expanded OCP area, along with the required tnrd regional growth strategy context statement. Other changes will include histories and geographies for the places to which you live, work, and play will be expanded upon. New objectives and policies will be reestablished for residential, commercial, industrial, recreational, agricultural, and institutional land uses. New map designations for proposed land use strategies will also be developed. New environmentally sensitive and hazard land use policies will be considered in future land use decisions. And policies for infrastructure like water and sewer, utilities, emergency preparedness, greenhouse gas reduction, climate change, and transportation networks will also be developed. So we've been asked the difference between an OCP bylaw and a zoning bylaw. Well, the goals and objectives of an OCP are implemented through OCP policies and the zoning bylaw. So preferred and non-preferred land uses are identified in the OCP and implemented via the zoning bylaw. For example, if it is a community's goal to protect the current agricultural land base, then policies for agricultural lands will not include expansion of commercial or industrial areas into these areas. On the other hand, if it is an OCP goal to have a social meeting place in Canford, for example, then a new advocacy policy will be established for this community. Zoning would enable via permitted use, building location, etc. All told, the OCP identifies supported general uses, while the zoning bylaw regulates these uses with more detailed site regulations, including building setbacks, density, and maximum building height, for example. The key to the success of every OCP is public engagement and consultation with a broad range of groups. Listening to residents' issues and concerns will build stronger relationships, build community understanding of land use planning, and create an area-specific vision. Consultation will build a better long-range vision. In recognition of the need for a renewed plan for this area, the board directed staff to commence OCP work in March of 2024. The OCP process started with a community survey to which all residents were given the summer months to complete. If you did not receive or you do not complete a survey and still wish to express your ideas before the end of the year, then please email us at ocp@tnrd.ca for survey assistance. We can direct you to the website or have a paper copy sent to you. Survey summaries will be available upon completion of the survey process, likely in early 2025. Over the coming months, we will be meeting with other government, non-government, and community groups, including First Nations and high school students, to discuss specific issues related to the OCP. The formal survey process for prizes wrapped up at the end of August. However, we will continue to receive completed survey responses until the end of 2024. Public comments are welcomed anytime up until the OCP bylaws future public hearing. Over the coming months, we will analyze all the survey responses, meeting notes, and agency comments, and with additional technical research, start writing the draft OCP document over the winter. Ideally, we would like to have a draft ready for public review in early 2025, with follow-up meetings planned for May of 2025. The summer and fall of 2025 will be spent making any adjustments from the May meetings, with an OCP bylaw ready for board review later in 2025 or early 2026. In closing, Planning Services would like to thank you for your interest and input into your new official community plan. As I noted earlier, public commentary is welcome at any time, right up into and including the OCP bylaws required public hearing. If you have any questions about the OCP or this presentation, then please call us at 250-377-8673 or email us at ocp@tnrd.ca. I will now return the session back to Amy for more background information and conclusion.
Thanks so much, Dan. And so, as Dan had mentioned, we've had our survey open over the summer and beyond. We've had lots of great feedback on that survey, and some key areas of concern and opportunity have become very clear. So, what we've done is taken that feedback and pulled out 4 key topic areas that we want more input on. So, at our in-person sessions, we spoke with groups of folks and got their feedback, asked them these same questions. So Dan also mentioned that the vision is an important piece of the official community plan document. And so the vision and goals help capture the top priorities for your community and guide policy development throughout the document. So our questions for you are, what are your top priorities for your community? How are you connected to other members of your community? So is that maybe a place or an activity that you do? What makes your community home, and what keeps you here? Our next topic area is housing. We've been hearing a lot about different housing throughout the area. So our online survey results have indicated that there's both a need for different types of housing and more affordable housing, while also keeping a rural atmosphere. So we want feedback from you. And we're asking you whether there's a way to support more housing types while maintaining a rural atmosphere. We want to know if you support smaller lot sizes in your area, if they're not currently allowed. So we're thinking around 2 to 2.5 acres. We want to know what minimum larger parcel size you want to see in your area while still maintaining agricultural activities. And we want to know how you feel about short-term rentals in your community. Our third topic area is amenities. So our online survey results indicated that there's a gap in amenities such as healthcare, fire response, water quality, road maintenance, family-friendly amenities and activities, and others throughout the region. What amenities and services are missing in your area, or do you wish were more accessible, such as parks, gathering spaces, schools, healthcare, public transportation? How do you feel about having more businesses or commercial activity throughout your community if there isn't that already? What kind of commercial activities would you support in your area? And do you want to see more recreational uses, such as campgrounds, resorts, or seasonal uses in your area? Our last topic area is environmental. So online survey results indicated that people care about protecting environmentally sensitive lands and that there's a concern around things such as forest fires, environmental pollution, and water quality. So we want to hear from you to know what environmental concerns there are for your area or what areas are important to protect. What can be done to protect you and your neighbors from the risk of wildfire? And do you support having policies in place to promote fire smarting? So we invite you now to email your answers to any of these questions or any other feedback that you have directly to us at ocp@tnrd.ca. Or you can complete our online survey up until December 31st. There's lots of additional questions on that survey, and you can also answer these questions throughout that survey in the open-ended responses. And you'll be able to find that online survey at www.tnrd.ca. So all the feedback that we receive from our different events, the survey and email submissions and phone calls, we'll be including all that feedback into what we call a What We Heard report that'll be coming to you early in the new year. And we encourage you to review that report and give us any feedback, whether we missed something. That feedback that we get from that is really going to help inform this document and lay that foundation. So you can keep in touch with us online, or you can sign up for the TNRD email list. And we really appreciate you tuning in today, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much.